3, 2, 1. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Two Roads, One Destination podcast with your hosts, me, Abdulaziz, and...
Aria. What's up?
And we have two special guests, Ashlyn and Hamad. Yay! Alright, so, yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one this time. We're not really sure what the topics are this time, but we'll wing it as we go.
Okay, I have something. Alright.
Sure, go ahead, hit us.
Okay, so, me and Abilities have been, discussing about this for, months now. So, would you rather be super stressed or super bored?
Oh, yeah, we still don't have a definitive answer. I mean...
We still don't have a definitive answer.
What do you think, Ashlyn?
This whole thing came about in summer, when we were all very bored.
Yeah. But would you rather be super stressed or super bored?
Yeah.
Give me your opinion first. Let's start off with you first.
Okay. So...
Oh, my bad.
You can go.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like I'd rather be bored than in so much stress.
Yeah, same. Honestly.
Because if you're bored, just stay in it. But stress can involve a lot of things. So yeah.
I'd say boredom would also involve a lot of things. Because you feel like you're just doing nothing. And you're just I don't know. When I'm just doing nothing, I kind of feel useless. I don't know. I feel like school is good in that, you have something to do. But then when it gets overwhelming, then I don't know which one is worse.
It's just too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, personally speaking, I can't stand the stress at all. I hate it. I crumble under stress. I don't enjoy it at all. So I'd rather be super bored. I'm gonna spend my entire summer...
You're the exact opposite.
You're the exact opposite. You'd rather have...
Yeah. Yeah, I can't work without stress. If I'm not stressed out, I'm not doing anything.
Huh.
I mean, I can still work while I'm bored. That's just normal. That's just my way of thinking about it. I mean, that's how I function, personally. If I'm super stressed, I don't enjoy what I'm doing, ever, if I'm stressed.
I agree with you. I actually probably work better when I'm bored.
Yeah.
Because, you kind of, creep out of that, useless, doing nothing feeling. And now, yeah.
Boredom and some stress are a good combination.
Yeah.
Because stress kind of drives you, and if you're bored, you're kind of looking for something to do.
Yeah.
So them together, it's a good combination.
Indeed. Yeah, that's probably the best explanation I've heard so far. I mean, I get it, but, I mean, usually you could do things without being stressed at all. Stress is a horrible state of mind. You could be very successful without, being too stressed overall. You can just be relaxed and get it done.
You can be extremely successful with a bunch of wrinkles and gray hair.
Yeah, but it just depends on how you look at it, mostly. I mean, during quarantine, it has to do with human nature. It has to do with your personality. But personally, during quarantine, even when I was dead bored, I was still thankful that I wasn't doing finals.
Yeah.
It's still better. And personally, quarantine hasn't affected me too much.
Yeah, some people have just gone insane.
I mean, Ash, you're in the U.S. Let them know how it is right now.
I mean, honestly, it's weird, but I spent the entire summer working, and people don't really seem to care about the coronavirus too much over here. It's, yeah.
I mean, they should be caring, because they have the most cases.
Yeah, no, like I work at Chick-fil-A, and we actually got like a boom in business during like the quarantine.
Yeah.
Like,
This is not sponsored by Chick-fil-A.
yep, no, we broke like multiple records every single week. Like we were just breaking record after record of how much money we were bringing in.
That's impressive, because most businesses were suffering from the virus and the shutdown.
I think it was mostly the local businesses.
Yeah, like family businesses.
Yeah. Because they had to all pay rent and everything.
I mean, it's a strange concept, seeing as how Chick-fil-A is closed on Sundays. So, basically, you guys are still hitting records with only 6 days a week instead of 7.
Yeah, and we only have companies in like buildings in the U.S. So the fact that like we're one of the top like companies in the world is saying a lot.
Yeah, indeed.
No, but it also like showed me how annoying customers are.
Yeah.
Like, no, like we've been yelled at by people because our masks were slipping off while they weren't even wearing masks.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, nice.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on anti-maskers? Personally, I just want to punch them in the face.
Yeah, I think that like the mask, like even if it doesn't do anything, which I think it does, but even if it didn't, like it's not hurting you to put a mask on.
Exactly.
Like, so why aren't you putting it on?
I'm pretty sure from all the condensation that builds up, there is a point for the mask.
Yeah.
I mean, these are particles of water that aren't leaving your vicinity. They're staying enclosed by you. So, it's pretty safe.
Yeah.
It's just, it's interesting, because, like, there's 4 types of people. There's the people who believe in science, who wear the mask properly above their nose and cover their mouth completely, all the way down to their chin. Then, there's the people who don't understand the science and cover their mouth but not their nose, which just completely ruins it. Then there's the anti-maskers, the Karens of them all, who don't wear any mask at all. And, then there's the people, which I call, like, my favorite description of it is called the chin diaper. Where they put the mask on their chin.
Yeah, no.
It's not doing anything. They believe in magic. Because that's not helping.
Might as well just not.
No, honestly, I don't mind them. I hate the guys that wear a mask and their nose is poking out.
Like, if you're gonna cover up all the way.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. There's no point in doing it halfway. Because then you're not minimizing anything.
Oh, but then there's those guys who go to the extreme levels. They have like, they have masks, they have a face shield, they have gloves, they have literally everything there is.
Have you seen those people who go on airplanes in hazmat suits?
Yeah. I mean, I traveled during quarantine, and the experience is wild. There were people who were wearing nothing, no mask, nothing. Like, if they were wearing a mask, they'd only cover, like, the chin diaper. Yeah.
Nice.
And then there were actual people in hazmat suits in the plane. It was crazy.
Like for real though?
I'm serious, hazmat suits. It was nuts. I mean, how can they handle the heat? It's very hot in there. And masking.
I mean, once you start sweating, you just don't want to take it off.
Exactly. I mean, have you seen the posts where the Karens, like, they wear a mask, but it has holes in it?
I've met those people.
What's wrong with them?
Nice.
Anyways, yeah, it's quite interesting how quarantine has changed people's outlook. I feel like it's been something that's pretty helpful in society overall. Because it's teaching people the benefits of washing your hands and keeping a distance from everyone else. But there are still idiots, and honestly, if anything, this is good natural selection. Thank you. Yeah, it's perfect natural selection to get rid of the idiots.
Dude, it's also showing me how many people can't read, because our dining room's not open, right, for Chick-fil-A, and we have signs literally everywhere saying you can't come inside the building, and we will have at least twice a day a family try to come in. And they'll be like, but can we just stay here and eat? No, you're not allowed in, but we just want to eat inside. So there's literally a sign that says you can't.
Right. I don't know how long you guys are like wearing masks and everything, but like, because in our school we have to like literally ask that all times. So even in classes and such. And after a while, it kind of gets to you because like I felt like passing out sometimes. It's like, especially on like when you do tests and whatnot. It's just, I don't know.
I feel bad for anyone who wears glasses and a mask. They can't see anything.
Man, it's the worst.
Yeah, I figure.
Especially when the humidity starts going up.
Yeah.
And then all you see is fog.
Yeah. I mean, I wore a mask for maybe 12 hours straight in the airport.
Yeah.
And when I took it off to throw it in the trash, it was drenched. You can really tell how much condensation is in your breath. It's unreal. Imagine having to do that every day for 5 days a week. That's insane.
Guys, straight up for me, if I know I'm about to wear a mask, I'm brushing my teeth.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like this whole pandemic.
No chance. Like if I'm going out, first thing I do is brush my teeth.
Nice.
I noticed that whenever I wear a mask, I have a very weird face underneath. Like if I wore a clear mask, I'd be like kind of jutting out my lip and smiling with my teeth out, which it doesn't make sense. I don't know why, but it feels so uncomfortable to wear a mask. Even though I do wear it and it's fine, but I mean, it's
Do you
it's
still
the
smile
weirdest
for
feeling.
pictures when your mask is on?
I've learned to smile with my eyes, so I just lift my eyebrows and that's it. I don't bother anymore. There's no joy in the world.
Aziz, after quarantine, literally just like shuts his eyes halfway, and like no facial expression, dead.
Yep.
I just see it happening.
Yep.
I don't know. I feel like the entire pandemic will forever change the world. I feel like even if we have a vaccine and everyone is vaccinated and
Oh yeah, the
everyone
ripple
else-
effects are insane. It's already happening now. Like, look at the economy. It's crashed. The only company really benefiting from this whole thing is, like, the food delivery services and the grocery delivery services and Tesla.
No, I'm not talking, like,
And
behaviors.
Chick-fil-A.
Like, I feel like people will forever be like, less social, more, I don't know.
No,
More
I doubt it. Maybe some people. But
No,
most
Teenagers will.
most extroverts will kind of stay in their shell because they're very stubborn. If it's a stubborn person, they will party no matter what.
Introverts?
No, introverts will be fine. We'll be unaffected. We'll just have more of us.
No, introverts will be more introverted, I think.
Yeah,
Because, like,
I mean, a year without seeing people from my class face to face has made me fear people. I mean, I went to the dentist and I basically hide in a little box of myself. I don't like people. I fear the Rona everywhere I go.
yeah.
I express the love for the Rona.
Like, as you said, like, you said you wore a mask for 12 hours and it was drenched after you took it off.
Yeah.
Like, imagine not wearing the mask. Like, I think people are gonna start to, I don't know, they're just gonna start to instill that fear in themselves.
Yeah.
That, I could
mean,
possibly get sick with something
If anything,
from other.
we're getting more hygienic people. Like, people are actually learning to wash their face after coming from outside, washing their hands, doing all this stuff. It makes it better for everyone around.
I mean, you're never gonna change the stubborn people, but the stubborns, like, they come in all shapes and sizes. They can be introverts and they can be extroverts. They can be, I don't know. They can be teenagers. They can be 50-year-olds. So I still think, as a whole, we're all going to be more fearful and less social.
Yeah. And I don't mind that. Honestly, it's a decent cultural shift.
I don't mind that at all.
It's a return to the 20s almost, because that's when the Great Depression happened.
Like, society is not gonna change once we get the vaccine. The next day isn't gonna all go back to normal.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while. I mean, honestly, this decade has been ruined. It's been tainted. It's gone. It's out of our hands now.
No, this year's just gone. Like,
no, not just this year. The next 10 years are gonna be the same. I mean, it's gonna be rough this next 10 years. And there's probably not much hope moving forward. I mean, I'm just talking, like, nihilistically in this case. Because I can't. Hope is... I mean, there's always hope. Like, you'll always not have to worry about where you're gonna be in the next 10-ish years. But people are now becoming more cautious. I mean, people are installing more safety nets across the world. Like, not physical safety nets, you know what I mean. Sorry about that, yeah. So it's quite interesting how the cultural shift will be.
Yeah.
I mean, especially since this decade was supposed to be the boom of technology and innovation as a whole. And, like, we'll finally see Generation Alpha at its finest. And us, our generation, Gen Z, will finally be adults. And we'll see what we'll do with our futures. But now we don't.
COVID thing has slowed everything down.
Yeah. I mean, society as a whole will progress, for sure. But it'll definitely be at a slower pace.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't stop Tesla, it didn't stop Apple, but...
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. My internet,
Apple are scamming people.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
There we go. New topic. Apple. The scam artists.
Yeah.
Ash.
Scam artist.
Are you kidding me? The cheap one. The cheapest one.
Sorry.
For
yeah.
the 12 mini. How much does it go for? Let me check.
$6.99 for the mini.
That's insane. That's outrageous.
Okay. Let me tell you something. So yes, the display is OLED, okay? But it's not even the good OLED.
I mean, does that really matter?
It's tiny. It's the same shape as the iPhone 5, but the size of the iPhone 6. So it's not even that big.
Yeah.
The 5G connectivity will only work like if there's a 5G if you can actually get a 5G signal. And
the thing is, what's with 5G now? We're all stuck indoors. What are we supposed to use it for?
Exactly.
What's the point now?
And plus, like, even if you could, at that price point, who's gonna, like, actually...
Americans.
I don't understand.
Rich people.
The only iPhone that's worth it this year is the iPhone 12 Pro Max. It's the most expensive, so...
It's insane. It's not worth it. There's no innovation to it. There's nothing where it's like, I have to get this now.
That's why I'm planning, as a 10-year-long Apple user, to switch to Samsung. Because I could get a Samsung S20 Plus for the same price of the iPhone 12 mini.
I mean, when you said it was $5.99, I literally thought, oh, that's actually kind of cheap. So
no, I only wish.
Yeah, it's...
In Canadian dollars, it's actually like over 1,000. So.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
And everything.
I mean...
Oh, and yeah, there's no charging brick in the box.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah.
It's weird how they didn't include a charging brick. And
What's
now...
the marketing strategy?
At the top of their logs to put, for Apple to put like a 15 or 25 watt charging brick.
They're actually saving way more now. They're saving way
making
more
the
money.
price. They're making the price look more appealing by reducing the items, so that when you come and buy the phone,
Dude, it's the same price as last year.
You're forced to pay more.
Yeah.
So, like, on the outside, it looks like you're paying less, but in reality, you're paying the same.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
Apple
think they
is
also
the only
removed the
company
AirPods.
that can pull something like this.
Yeah.
And actually get away with
They
it.
also removed their earpods, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, which I don't really care, but like still, the fact that you're cutting people out.
Dude, the
For your,
only type of earpods I use are Apple.
recording?
I can't use other ones. I don't feel comfortable using any other
I'm
kind.
quite the opposite. I can't use the Apple ones.
Dude,
because
you've
it
got
just doesn't
massive
fit my-
ear holes. The Apple ones are
Uh,
perfect for me. The size is absolutely magnificent.
Dude, that's why I have headphones. Like I have wireless Beats.
Mm.
and
I'm
they're
buying
so much
I'm
easier.
buying a wireless headset November for
Dude, the
Black Friday.
the headphones actually with like a mask are actually really nice. Like you think
Yeah.
it would hurt, but if you just loop the mask through your headphones,
Yeah.
it actually takes off the stress off your ears more.
Oh,
Yeah, it's true. I did that during the plane ride. But I feel bad for like
Me
people
too.
who have to wear glasses, a headset, and a mask. Oh lord, the stress on the
Yeah,
ears.
no.
I
Dude,
had
I stopped wearing jewelry a long time ago.
I don't wear jewelry, so it doesn't affect it. But it's gonna be a nightmare for most of these people. What else? Okay, I have an interesting question here. So, Arya and I discussed this last night, but
We did.
we talked about this little point where healthcare, basically, it comes in three
Oh,
different
yeah.
forms, and there's three
You
different
think they want to make
ideals.
this political?
This isn't really political; it's more philosophical.
Fine.
So, there is a point of view where healthcare should be free and mandatory. Then, there's healthcare that should be free but not forced. Then, healthcare
Right, basically.
that is paid, so you have to pay for your own healthcare, but it's mandatory. And then healthcare that is paid and not mandatory. There's 4 points of views, but the only one that doesn't make sense is the one that most hospitals want, where healthcare is not paid. I mean, it is paid and it's mandatory.
Yeah, that's the most absurd one.
Yeah. I mean, that's a win-win for hospitals only. It's a win-lose, mostly. So what do you guys think in this case? Where
Like,
where
is
do your...
healthcare a right, or is free healthcare a right?
Is free healthcare a right? Or is it, like, a sense of freedom or whatever it is? Like, what do you think?
are you paying your taxes?
Yeah. We're talking,
Then
like, US.
I do believe that it should be free.
Yeah. I mean, if you're paying taxes, it should be free.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
No, but
everyone
like if you pay
deserves
less
to be helped.
taxes, then you can't get healthcare coverage.
But should healthcare be mandatory?
No. Well, in some areas.
Depends.
I mean, what about vaccines?
No.
Yeah, it depends.
I think it should kind of go
Like
like
a
around
COVID
with your
vaccine,
income
yes.
too a little bit.
Yeah.
Like if you can't afford healthcare, you should be able to have someone help you get your healthcare.
Yeah. I mean,
But
what about vaccines? Should vaccines be forced or no?
It depends again. Like if you carry this, I don't know. If you carry the plague, well, no. If you're if you already have this plague, then there's
You're
no
dead.
point.
Yeah.
yeah,
But no, like you should be vaccinated at birth, and the other things you should be.
I believe personally that you shouldn't be able to enter school unless you're vaccinated with the bare minimum amounts of vaccines. So, like chicken pox and all this stuff. But
I
personally,
think you don't
anything
have
after
to.
that,
You don't have to get the vaccines, but you should be willing to deal with the consequences of not taking those vaccines and not being able to do what everyone else is doing.
But it's not just
Because
your
you're a threat.
consequences. Like it can lead others to severe
Yeah.
consequences as well.
exactly.
Yeah, so that way, like, you should deal with the fact that you can't be allowed to go to like public school with other people because
Oh, okay.
you get
Exactly.
the same kind of
Yeah.
vaccines as them.
For sure,
Yeah.
for sure. But something like polio, which has been eradicated since the 1800s, Should you
Yeah, that
take a
came back.
vaccine for that? I mean, yeah, it did come back. Surprisingly. It surprisingly came out of nowhere.
Because there's a bunch of anti-vaxxers
Yeah.
in the U.S.
I mean, whooping cough came back, smallpox is coming back. I mean, smallpox was eradicated, and it shouldn't be existing, but it still does. It's surprising
Didn't the
how.
plague come back? Or
The
something?
plague did come back in China.
Yeah, in China, yeah.
Yeah. It didn't go anywhere, though. It just stayed there. I mean, why is China such a cesspool of disease?
They eat bats and stuff all over.
It's not just that.
It's just,
I mean,
it's a condensed population, I think, because there's so many people there, they just can't fully control it as fast as other countries can.
yeah, but
Okay.
they never get the ramifications of what they do. Like, they never get the pure, horror that happened in the 1600s with the bubonic plague. I mean, they're the ones who brought it to the Europeans through trade boats on rats, and that spread through the streets of Europe, non-stop, and it eradicated 1/3 of the population of Europe.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's so many people.
Oh, bless you.
And then also, I remember back in the day, people would gather in, they'd gather in churches, and, it's supposed to be a safe place, but then that would be where most people would get infected.
Right. Wow.
I mean, same thing is happening now, it's just not churches now, it's just parties and meetings
Yeah.
on the street. I feel like you don't contract COVID as much on the street as you would in a tight, enclosed area. Yeah, it's interesting.
Alright.
Yeah, China's weird. I mean,
Okay, I know.
they
if
have
we're
a lot
gonna
of great
get-
innovations, but it's just a nightmare.
Okay, speaking on China,
Sure,
okay? And since we've gone full political, I don't mind saying this. Okay,
fine.
what is your stance on population control?
Oh, kill them. Yeah, I'm all for population control, but not in the murderous way. I'm talking... I mean, anything more than 2 kids is... It's fine, but you should be, more careful in that case.
Well, what
If you
someone,
want to have 2 kids or more, that's fine. But in China, where they have over 1 billion people, and everyone's having 6 kids, there's no end in sight. So having 2 kids is fine.
I think the way it should be is you can have 2 kids for free, and then if you want more kids,
That's what China's
maybe
doing,
not-
though. That's what China's
China-
doing.
Sabotage, huh?
yeah, because
Yeah.
before they, what do they do? Like they force aborted or something?
Before, it was 1 kid, and you're not allowed to have another. And if you did,
Yeah.
you'd either pay or you'd have to be forced into abortion.
Or you'd give up the kid if, you found out, it wasn't what you wanted after it was born.
Yeah.
Because people in China, by the way, when they have kids, they only want boys.
Yeah,
That's most of the world.
it's kind of a problem.
Yeah, exactly.
The issue is that it's with most of the world, though. That's the case with most of every country.
I have a
No, but
friend.
in particular with China.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a friend here. She's from China, but she was adopted, and they found her in a gutter in China.
Oh, good lord.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's. Well.
I mean,
Yeah.
China's, their ethics and morals are way different than Western ethics. I was gonna say normal, but that's just not fair to assume that Westerners are normal and Easterners aren't. But
Yeah.
in most cases, it's kind of true. I mean,
they do kind of have a population crisis.
it's settling now.
Slowing down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
India's starting to pass them.
Yeah.
Yeah, India's just getting out of control too.
babies come from?
I don't
China.
know, I feel like
China,
the
mostly.
newer age and this new generation doesn't want to have kids.
Yeah, it's
Like-
true.
A lot of my friends, like they blatantly said they don't want to have kids,
But how do
and
you
they don't
know?
even want to be married either.
How do you know that they won't though in the future? Like, because a lot of people when they're young, they make up their mind, but in the future they realize that it's not like that. I mean, personally, I want 2 kids.
Yeah, but you're
I guess let time
It depends. It really
take its
depends.
toll on, yeah.
What kind of
It depends on the kind of person, though. And it depends on where do you want to be. Like, where are you currently? And what's what's your society's outlook on children?
Depends
Because,
on your counterparts.
I mean, in Japan, they barely have kids. It's so advanced. They've become so advanced. And they
I
no
went to a
longer...
Japanese school, and I was the only person in my grade.
Yeah.
I mean, they do have longer lifespans though too.
That's why they're not having as many kids.
Their older
That's the issue.
population just destroys their newer population.
The only town, the only city in Japan that still has a growing population is Tokyo, and that's it. I mean,
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it's from non-Japanese people.
I mean, yeah, but back in the day, people like had many kids to work, for their kids to work for them and help them out when they grow old. But nowadays, our healthcare systems have advanced so far, our lifespans have increased so much that there really isn't. I mean, obviously there's a point to have kids, but I don't know. I mean, personally, me and Ash have very large families, but we never had to like work manual labor, right?
Yeah, labor. What? What do you mean?
I mean, Ash, how many siblings do you have?
I have 4 younger siblings.
Okay,
Holy.
I have 6 siblings. So we have pretty large families, and it's.
Yeah.
I mean, it
I was,
depends.
like,
It's
an
really
only
a
child for the
choice.
first year.
It's a choice for the parents. I mean, if you can raise them in a good house, and you're able to financially support yourself and support your kids at the same time, then it's absolutely
I
fine.
would have 5 cats and 5 dogs.
But if you
Kids.
have like if you have so many kids and you're poor, that's just irresponsible. That's extremely irresponsible, because you're adding another mouth to feed while you can barely afford to feed your own kids. So
Yeah.
yeah, but that's the issue. It really depends on the society that you live in. Cause
Priorities.
what's up?
Priorities.
Yeah, priorities.
Like, how does like countries like Oman like not have a population crisis? Because people over there have like many kids.
Yeah, but remember, we have a pretty high mortality rate as well.
Oh, okay.
Like,
That's-
life expectancies
You guys also have a lot of space too, though.
Yeah.
Like, you still have like a bunch of undeveloped land that can still get you can still add buildings to.
Yeah,
Like
but
places
all
like China,
this...
they've run out of space.
Exactly. But all this undeveloped land is just desert. There's not
Yeah.
much you can develop
I mean,
on.
Oman has like a third of the population of what? New York City?
Yeah.
Really? A third?
Yeah,
Is it-
New York City is packed.
New York is, like, at 12 mil now. Not even 9 million. To almost 12 million people. And actual Omanis in the world are maybe 2 million. That's it. The other 2 million in our country are foreigners.
Yeah, they're probably just.
A bunch of Omanis, like Filipinos and other like islanders.
Exactly.
I've never seen an Omani in Canada.
I don't think I've ever seen an Omani outside of Oman before yet. At least that I know of.
I've seen in UAE, but that's about it.
I mean, a lot of them are in the UK. Most
Oh.
most of the ones are in the UK, and that's about it. They don't travel out.
They don't like the American. Yeah, no. Why would they?
It's a very societal thing as well, because in our society, like in the U.S., from what I know, is that people after you're 18, you're basically an adult and you have to depend on yourself. You have to live alone.
Yeah.
That's
That's
what's
up.
expected. But for here, we're a very helping society, and we're very close knit, and a lot of emphasis is on family and helping each other out. So
Yeah.
it's not rare to see a 30, 40-year-old living with their parents.
Well, in America, like when you're 18, you have to start paying rent and stuff. It's just.
Dude, no, you guys can't get your license till you're 18, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already have mine. I've been driving for over a year.
Stop making me jealous.
I drive to work every day.
Yeah. And Arya has, like, he doesn't have his license yet, right?
I have my learners. I don't have my
Yeah,
full
for your
license.
learner's permit. I don't have
Yeah.
either. I'm gonna
I
get...
can drive, but I have to drive with my
I'm still
parents.
16.
sad, dude.
Dude, I keep forgetting I'm 17 at this point. Like, people will be like, how old are you? And I'm like, 15. Wait. No.
Wait a second. Something's
Yeah.
right.
I mean, these past 2 years have felt like they flew past us. Unreal.
Right? No. Dude, I
No,
still don't
they
believe I'm a
haven't.
senior. I'm a freshman, okay? I'm a freshman in high school. I'm not graduating this year.
I'm
No, these past
17, but I
2 years
sound
for me
like a
have gone
12-year-old.
Slow as that.
I'm 17, but I sound 5 years younger than I'm supposed to.
Dude, I feel like we're still. Sometimes I feel like I'm still in Oman, and we just made like our YouTube videos like yesterday.
Yeah, oh my god. I really miss it. I really miss it.
Dude, it's so funny that channel's still up because we all forgot the password in the email, so we can't get rid of it.
Yeah, something else that was really funny happened to...
Uh-oh. No,
I'd
I
rather-
don't think it's the time.
it's
No,
not...
no.
We're not gonna say it on the podcast, but, let me send you a message while we talk. Arya, lead us into the next
No, we're
topic
just-
while I send her a message.
Alright, next topic. Words.
Words.
Okay.
That's the topic.
Yes. Words. English, come on, please. I don't
Are you
know.
guys really struggling? Okay.
What's the word
Ashley-
that you can't pronounce?
I can pronounce every word. I'm amazing like that.
Pronounce illustrate.
What?
Or spell it.
What? I don't know that. Okay, Ashlyn, can you tell, since you and Hamad don't really know each other at all, I think you guys have met once for like a minute, and that's about it. Tell him how you met us, me and Arya.
I don't remember.
I remember
I
it.
think so. Technically, we met when I first moved in to Tasem.
Yep.
But I think the first time we ever started hanging out, they were in the common room, sitting on like the little benches that were out, and they were playing their basically our version of D&D, but without like dice and everything.
Okay.
And
Imagination
one of them
D&D.
yelled, one of them yelled duck, and I quacked. Just out of response, I just quacked, and all of a sudden I became the fairy duck mother in our game world, and that is how we all became friends.
Yeah.
Because I decided to quack.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really interesting to see how just us being nerds on a couch transformed into an awesome friendship and a group of friends that I still talk to this day.
Dude, I opened up my email on a computer for the first time in like literal years, and I just realized that the background for my email is that picture of a fairy duck mother that we found on the internet. And I was like, oh dang.
You know, they actually they terminated my email, which annoys me.
It didn't terminate mine.
Let me see. You know what? Let me check it out right now. So, what do you guys? Okay, Hamad, let her know how you met me.
Okay, this is an interesting one.
I thought you were gonna say it's a sad.
Look, it's kind of sad too.
Okay.
So I come back, yeah, because I was in the school before, but then I left to study abroad, and then I came back. So when I came back, I guess I knew most of my classmates, and I was just chilling, you know. And then I just see this man walk out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Opens the door. Hey guys, with his loud voice.
I'm not that loud.
No, you're loud. You just don't feel like it.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah. So I'm just sitting there, and I was like, what? As he sits behind me, and me being the insecure bastard that I was, I guess I avoided him. And when was it? I think it was in a break. They were speaking about like anime/art stuff, and I was like,
Very
these guys are
nerdy.
the gang.
Very nerdy.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like both of the ways that me and Ash met and you and me met were the exact same. That's why I scheduled both of you guys to be on the podcast at the same time. Because you guys are very similar.
But I'm like very different. Like the way I met you. Okay, holy. So 4th grade. Okay, so I think you were the one who avoided me.
I thought you were a second grader. I thought you were a second grader.
No, I was a second grader. A
Yeah.
second grader.
I mean, you were sitting with Trey, who was a second grader, and you guys were talking about grade 2, and I'm like,
Yeah, because I had no other friends on the bus.
yeah, and then we kind of like, it was a very awkward transition, and then we just became friends out of nowhere.
No, we first hated each other. I remember.
Yeah.
We first
Not gonna lie, I respected Aziz more for being different.
Fair enough.
You know,
Yeah.
it's a good figure to look up to.
Aw.
Because looking at him just proves that no matter how life hits you, you can always stand up, speak for yourself, and I respect that.
You're gonna make me cry. Alright, let's change the topic before...
We're not turning to him.
Before Aziz gets emotional.
Yeah. Anyways, I really want to bring back the D&D thing, and I know Gifa listens to this podcast as in full. So, Gifa, if you're listening to this, we could do D&D weekly. What do you guys
Let's bring
think?
back the fairy duck mother.
Bring back Fairy Duck Mother. Bring back FDM.
Nice.
Dude, I
Yeah.
think we left off. We were stuck at a wall, so
Where? I remember, like, one of the funniest moments was with Hisham, and he, I know this would sound weird to you guys listening right now, but we locked him in a meat locker, because we thought he was a zombie. And we
yeah,
just
because we started playing a
abandoned.
zombie version.
It was very interesting, our
No,
our minds
do you
as
remember-
kids.
the zombie game. We decided that my entrance was you guys walked into a mall, and I just like jumped off of like the second story
Yeah,
and landed in front of you.
yeah. That was really fun. Those were the days, honestly.
Dude, we were vibing in 6th and 7th grade. Those
Yeah.
were the best years.
So how's
Sounds like the
senior
best.
year treating you, Ash? Because I know about Arya and I know about Muhammad. Because Muhammad's in my school and Arya's in Canada. But how's senior year for you so far?
It's okay, but so for hybrid, half of us go to school one day, the other half goes other days. Right? All of my friends are in the other group.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Can't you
So
trade
I-
places with someone?
Yeah, and like, cause like, so my like basically so far it's like I was playing soccer for like the past couple of months. So my life right now has been go to school, go to soccer practice, and then go to work right after that, and then the next day do my schoolwork, go to my soccer game.
How do you not get burnt out after a
Um,
while?
dude, I take naps during class. Like I will like sleep during my class periods.
I can't sleep. I can't go to the bathroom during class. It's just psychologically embedded in me. I cannot
Dude,
leave the class during
used,
class.
I used to not be able to, but like I'm like so physically exhausted at this point that I have to. Like I'm not even trying, and I just pass out.
I think the only time I actually left class during class was when I cut myself with the pencil. Remember?
Oh my
I
god.
was
You were
bleeding
like,
everywhere. I'm such an idiot sometimes.
no, yours wasn't bad. Mine was worse.
Yours
I
was
cut
worse.
myself with a cutter like an idiit.
Yeah. So we
I
had
had a cut from the tip of my thumb down to like the second line.
I told you don't do
Yeah.
it. I told you don't
And
play
then
with the
Aziz
cutter.
got some
Getting demonetized.
Dettol and he sprayed it on there and I screamed like an idiot
Yeah.
and the whole class looked at me. It was the funniest thing in my life.
It was so hilarious.
Dude, first grade, I'm like scared of scissors because in first grade, this kid, I was just sitting there talking to him, and like my hand was out, and he took a pair of scissors and cut my thumb. And so, yeah,
Why?
I bet my teacher has never heard a more like terrifying scream from like a 6-year-old in her entire life.
He chopped your thumb off.
Yeah, dude, I thought I was gonna die. Okay,
Arya, do you have
your
any
thumb isn't
injuries?
supposed to bleed like that.
I think I have the best injury story during class. Arya, what's your injury story? Have you ever gotten a serious injury during class?
I've never done these things.
I have, but not in class.
With a knife.
Mario, have you? Have you?
You don't
Gotten
have
injured in class?
any stories?
I don't have like any stories with me cutting myself. No.
No, not just cutting yourself, like anything.
Oh,
Speaking-
injury. Oh, I remember. Oh gosh. Okay, so it was second grade. Okay,
Yeah?
and I could not walk. Like my legs would just not work. Okay, and I thought with my stupid brain that I thought I got like ALS or something. Okay.
You were second grade.
Yeah. No, because I used to like look at Stephen Hawking and crap,
Yeah.
and I thought I had polio. Sorry, not polio. ALS. Like I had to use a wheelchair for like a solid month because like my legs would just not work. Like I could not move my legs.
I mean, you overreact a lot. I remember you got
Yeah.
glasses for 2 days. Because you couldn't see. For just 2 days.
Either.
Okay, let me tell my story. Ash, I think you've heard this one before, and Arya, you know what happened. Hamid, I don't think you know this. Okay, so,
The eye.
yeah, the eye. Okay, so, we were in class, and, we were in the cafeteria, and we were just eating lunch together, and it was gonna be my first day going and playing on the football pitch with all the boys. Because I never did that. And I was like, you know what, everyone's doing it, why don't I? I mean, it's a new experience, I'm in 5th grade, why not? So we're all sitting together, and the school started a new rule where you had to wear a cap to the football pitch. So we all brought our caps, and everyone was wearing theirs, but one of my friends was twirling the cap on his finger and moving it side to side. Because he had ADHD, and he couldn't stop, he had to do something, he had to fidget. So, I finished my sandwich, and I was like, you know what, let's go. He got excited. He spun it really hard, and it flew right into my open eye.
Oh.
I had a cut inside my iris, and I was like, just sheer pain. And I remember one of my friends walked me to the... So, first we went to the playground, and I'm like, oh, that hurts, maybe it's nothing. So I'm like, maybe it's nothing, let's go play football. And then I'm like, no, I'm not going to play football. So, me and my friend, I think it was Gifa, he was with me, you guys remember him. he was with me and he was like, you know what, let's go to the nurse. Because it's not getting better, it's been 10 minutes, let's go now. So, we walked to the nurse, and when you cover one of your eyes and you've lost a sense in one side of your eye, and I remember I had a cold as well, so I could barely hear as well. So, I was going off of one eye and half my hearing. And I can smell, but that doesn't help. So we were walking in the hallway, and in Taysom there are like these massive blue doors, and they're huge, and like they're supposed to be for security and this stuff. But it was in the middle of the hall. Guess what I do? I walk, and we're walking straight, and I'm slightly drifting towards the left side. And then all of a sudden, without skipping a beat, I smack face first into one of the doors. I didn't see it. I smacked face first into it, and I was just like knocked out. And then Giva was like, come on, let's go. So we head to the nurse, and she puts eye drops, and I start screaming because it hurt like crazy. And then I had to, like, it was so much pain, and no one believed that I actually had a cut in my eye. But I waited, and I was like, you know what, nurse, just give me a cotton and some water, and I'll just keep it on my eye for the rest of the day. Not 45 minutes pass, and I go back to the nurse, because I'm screaming in anguish and pain, because the cut has been getting worse, while I'm just sitting there. And then I called my mom, and she's like, okay, let me call your brother. And my brother's like, I don't believe you. Then he's the one who drops me off at the doctor. And the doctor checks it, and he's like, oh my goodness, you cut your eye, what happened? So I tell him the story. And it turned out that when I smacked into the door, it made the eye worse. Because I was holding it, and it went in, like, part of my knuckle went into it. So it just made it 10 times worse.
Right, stop.
Thank you for making my eyes uncomfortable.
Enough.
Yeah. Anyways, so my eye was fine, but I had to stay at home for 5 days, and I remember we were doing auditions for the pirate play, whatever it was, and I almost lost the part because I couldn't see. But
No, once you get the part because you're a pirate,
I pretty
they
much
don't need
got
you.
the part because I was a pirate. So I played a very realistic pirate. And that's my worst injury. And
Didn't you
the
almost
cherry
go
on top,
blind?
you know he never apologized?
Oh.
Yeah. And he never told his mom. And I was always tempted. But I never did.
Wait, didn't you almost go blind?
No.
That was dumb.
No.
No? Okay.
I was fine.
Speaking of bad injuries, Aziz knows me. I do a lot of martial arts.
Yes.
I once did a side kick into a guy's elbow,
Okay.
Oh,
and I couldn't walk for the next 3 weeks.
Oh
at
my
least.
god. I just pictured
I literally fell down. Like, after that. And yeah, nothing beats that. That was the worst. Because, you know how, like, adrenaline and stuff,
Yeah.
yeah.
you don't feel the pain, and then when you come to take the next step, you just shatter.
Yeah. Same thing happens when you twist your ankle or just anything in general.
Yeah.
Let me think.
Never had big injuries because I fall a lot. Like, I slam into things all the time, so I got used to not, like, hitting things and not getting hurt.
Yeah.
But I had a stupid one when I was in, like, 1st or 2nd grade. I was walking down the sidewalk with my mom, and I tripped, and sprained my wrist.
Oh goodness. And that's
Yeah,
very typical though.
Yeah.
I think another story is probably when I broke my hip. I didn't break it, but I fractured it. because some kid was too impatient to walk down the stairs properly. So, I remember his name. His name was Jacob McDonald. Yeah, I know you. If you're listening, screw you, man. So every grade had its own floor. And this was in first grade. So it was only one floor. So we barely had to walk that far. And you know what he does? Shove. We're on the stairs. We're the last two to get out of the class. And the teacher was gone. And guess what he does to me? He's so excited because it's a Thursday, and he just pushes me. And I just tumble and tumble and tumble down the stairs. And because I'm a first grader, I fractured my hip, but I didn't realize it.
Oh my
I just thought it was just pain from the impact. And I never knew it. But because of that, my hip bone grew out wrong, and I walked like a penguin for the next 7 years of my life. I mean, Ash, don't you remember how I walked back then?
Sideways?
What do you mean?
You still walk sideways.
Sometimes. Still hasn't worn off completely, but I mean, that's why my
Crutch
spirit...
for a little while?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah. So that was an interesting story.
Dude, I've never had anything like that.
I mean, do you guys have any other interesting school stories or anecdotes? Because we've hit, let's see here, 56 minutes.
Oh.
I think we're done, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Just to end it off with like the cherry on top.
Go ahead. Do you have any stories, anecdotes, anything interesting?
Yeah, my crush.
What?
My crush.
Your crush.
So this was when I was in, 8th grade it was.
Sure.
We exchanged smiles
Okay.
throughout the whole year.
Okay.
Okay.
My friends knew, like, it was done. It was gonna happen.
Okay.
But I was like, and like that taught me something later on in life. So I was a shy guy, and kept on going and going and going and going, and I was like, that's it. Last day, I'm gonna ask her. Guess what? She
What?
was shy too.
Oh.
Oh?
Yeah,
Oh.
and she was
Oh.
like, I was waiting for you to make the move, and I said the same thing. So like ever since then, I've learned not to overthink, and I guess be more confident in myself.
Mm.
And I have changed. Like I'm a completely different person
Yeah.
compared to back then.
I mean, that's a good life lesson to end it on. Be more confident with
Yeah.
what you do. And don't be afraid to take a first step.
And never overthink stuff,
No.
because in the end,
Among Us.
you only live once, innit?
Yeah. Alright, so, if you guys have anything to shout out, if you have a channel or anything, make sure to let me know. Or for Ash, if you want to shout out your Instagram. Up to you.
My Instagram name's too long.
I mean, I could put it in the description. If you guys are still listening, make sure to go subscribe to Hamed's channel and go follow Ashlyn on Instagram. And that's it. Thank you all for listening. It's a wild ride, and I'd like to thank my special guests, Ashlyn and Hamed. Thank you all for listening, and goodbye.